Morning. So, Parashat Bשידור, the Parashat is Parashat Itro, and in this Parashat we see that Kadosh Baruch Hu is telling Moshe that Kotomala Bet Yaakov, V'chagid l'bnei Israel, first say that to the women, to the ladies, and then to the men. And Chazal asking, what is the reason that the Torah being said first to the woman and then to the men? Rabbi Vihyel says that the reason for that is since the woman, the wife, she is the reason, she is the one that can cause and make the Torah in the house. She is able to take the Torah to the child and help him. She gives him the likelihood of the Torah. She gives him the love of the Torah. That's the job of the wife. That if you would love the Torah or not in the future, that's dependent on the wife. That's what Rabbi Vihyel says. There is, and that's the reason why your wife is before the man. Why the women are before the man. That's the reason why the Torah says, Bet Yaakov, that's the woman. V'chagid l'bnei Israel, that's the man. So that's the reason why the woman should be before the man. There is a very special story about Rabbi Yosef. Before he got married with Rabbi Margalit, so he had a shidduch, and that shidduch, that was a woman, and that woman wasn't really going in the way that he wanted to be. She wanted him to go with him to a movies. She wanted to take him to a movie, and he said, "No, I don't want to go. I want to stay in my Torah." And she said, "Why? How could it be? Why am I getting married with you? I want to get married with somebody that will take me to the movie. If you don't come with me, you will go with me. Okay, should I go alone, myself?" And she was upset on that. And there's kind of a small argument on that, and she said, "No way that I'm coming with you." And in the end, everybody understands that this is not the wife that he wants. That's not, you cannot build a house of Torah with a woman that doesn't really care so much about learning Torah and want to go to movies. So he tried to convince her, but still she wasn't willing to listen. She didn't really want to listen to what he said, so he decided to cancel the shidduch, and he canceled the shidduch. And that woman was kind of when she went to a Bet Din, and the Bet Din decided that Rabbi Yosef need to give her some payment. He need to pay her something because of canceling the shidduch. She has some preparation for that, and because of that, Rabbi Yosef need to pay her something. So they decided about some amount that Rabbi Yosef didn't have any money for, nothing. So he started working in nighttime. After he was finishing learning Torah, he started to go to a kollel, and in this kollel he was bring back all the books to their shelf and organizing everything there. That's what he was doing on the kollel. And step by step, he was gathering all the amount that he needed, and then he paid it back to her. And he was paying exactly what he was supposed to pay. And then, after a while, he met Rabbi Margalit, and thanks God they got married. And we all know the end of the story. Rabbi Yosef became the chief rabbi of Israel, and he had Talmidei Chachamim. All his sons are Talmidei Chachamim, and they wrote so many books in the Halacha, Yalkut Yosef, Halacha Brura, and many more books that they wrote. And the light of the Torah of Rabbi Yosef was continuing to his children, and thanks God that he continued that way. After a couple of years, the wife, that woman, the first woman, the first shidduch, came to the Rabbi Yosef after something like 60-70 years, and she said, "Do you recognize me?" He said, "No, I don't recognize you. Who are you?" And she said that I'm the first shidduch that he was supposed to get married with. And but she said, I don't recognize you. So she reminded him who she is, and then Rabbi asked, what do you need? She said, I don't have enough money to live. And then he gave her money to continue living. And thanks to that, after that, she told him, look, Rabbi, you did a smart move that you didn't. You need to say thanks to Hashem that you didn't get married with me. What's the reason? Because she couldn't have any children. And thanks God that you didn't get married with her, because she couldn't have any children. And then Rabbi saw how Kadosh, how God helped him and saved him from that shidduch. He could get married with her, and she couldn't have any children at all. And thanks God that he wasn't going on that approach. So since he was not going to the movie and keep studying Torah, so Kadosh Baruch Hu saved him and helped him to raise and build house of Torah and get such a Talmidei Chachamim, all of his sons are Talmidei Chachamim, since he was going in that way. There is one more story, one more short story that I want to say about two brothers, that they went from Europe, from Reading to the United States, and they tried to find a job, and both of them couldn't find any job, because each time when they go to Saturday they got fired because they didn't show up to the job. They worked very hard, but still, you need to work 7 days. On this years, in the past, everyone was supposed to work 7 days. If you don't want to come and work 7 days, and Sunday you get an offer letter that tell you thank you and goodbye. You get a letter that tell you don't come back here anymore. And they've been fired from one job, and they switch another job, and each time they fired them. That was like that, something like 2 years. Every couple of weeks they're being fired, and because of the Saturday that they are keeping Shabbat, and because of keeping Shabbat they're being fired. After 2 years, they found a job in factory of a weapon of the United States Army, and they worked there for a year. They had an agreement with the commander of the factory that they are going to work very hard. They work hard, they worked and give a good amount of product that they need, and it was equivalent to another all the other people. What they do in 7 days, they did it in 6 days. So we agreed to that. But after a while, the commander said, look, the Second World War started. Now you must work 7 days. One brother said, I'm not continuing, I'm leaving. The second one, okay, said, let's see, what can I do? And Friday night, he told his wife, look, sorry, I have to go to don't wait to me. Tomorrow, after the davening, I will have to go to the factory, because that's a pikuach nefesh, so I must go. His wife didn't say anything, but she was hiding his shoes and his clothes somewhere. In the morning he woke up, he didn't find his shoes, he didn't find his clothes, so what's going on? We woke her up, do you know where's my shoes? She said, if it's pikuach nefesh, you can go this way, no? She said, you're right, maybe that's not really pikuach nefesh. So he decided to give up and to stay. And in that way he was keeping Shabbat and find another job in the end. But his wife was saving him from going down and start working on Saturday, and then when he starts going on that approach and working on Shabbat, so all the houses in the end not going in the right direction, and you can't build a house of Torah if they're working on Shabbat, of course. So she was the one that saved him from getting down. So many times we need to understand that we need to respect the wife, respect the woman. That's why the Torah says that the ladies first. The ladies getting the instructions first, before the men. Kotoma, the Bet Yaakov, first say to Bet Yaakov, that's the woman, and then the men. That's why the Torah tells us, because she understands there is the responsibility. The Torah know that without the wife you can't build the house of Torah. Bar says if you respect your woman, you will get rich. We should all of us need to respect the woman, understand her needs, understand what she needs, and respect her, because she's taking care for all of the babies, she's taking care for all of the house. And if she wouldn't be connected to the Torah, will understand the meaning of the learning, then the husband cannot grow in the Torah, cannot really keep going on that way. So we must connect the wife. And the wife needs to know if the husband is going to learn and he's sleeping in the middle, if he's not talking with somebody during the limud, she get the full sachar on that. He might get lost for a couple of minutes, but she get everything. She gets exactly the same, but without all these breaks on the middle. She also has the same sachar, even more than the husband. So we need to respect the wife, of course, and that's why the Torah said the woman first, ladies first in the Torah, because if they are first, then the husband can learn Torah, and the Torah is going to be the first thing in the house. Respect your wife, respect the woman, and then that will help you to raise and build house of Torah, and all of us get added Talmidei Chachamim, all the sons, to see the sons going in the Torah way. Wish all of us go in that way, and